It's the NFL on EA Sports. And here's the pick artist himself, Trayvon Diggs, who's been stepping up to challenges all season, now at 8 interceptions. It's the Cowboys and the Packers, just ahead on EA Sports.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings them out.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A lot of storylines in this matchup. The Packers have had the upper hand. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings. You think about the Dez Bryant game in the playoffs and the catch, no catch controversy. But of course the news here, they're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Green Bay's offense trots out, and just as it has been since week 1 of the 2008 season, Aaron Rodgers leads the way, now in his 18th year in the National Football League.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Gets through, and now an opening. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
The kick by Crosby is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope. The good things are in store here today for them.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Looking to throw. Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. Finding room at midfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 39 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. They shakes him off, and that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go, and now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Maher able to put this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. The 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. Alan Lazard, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. touchdown. Here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Well, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we move past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in the week. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Quay Walker brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Prescott. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. On third down, Elliott. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we're at halftime. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Nixon now from his end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45.
In a game like this, you're fighting, you're scratching, you're clawing, you're hammering away. That return has the feel of maybe cracking the rock and giving them a chance to get a big-time advantage.
Now Rodgers, pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
The kick by Crosby is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They go to Elliott again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Third and short yardage, Prescott. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. A give to Elliott running left. And a short gain down to about the 33. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to... Look at this! Middle of the field, a breakaway! Touchdown, Cowboys! Michael Gallup, 33 yards. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Allen Lazard and the rest of the Packers back out for another drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing is Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Being chased, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's Dak. Escaping the pressure right. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. To throw, Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert with his 1st career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep.
Nixon now from his end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
So now Rodgers in the pack. Down 17-13. A minute 24 to go. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. Now Rodgers.
It's complete. Lazard.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. To throw is Rodgers.
And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw.
Pass complete, Tunyon.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. Back to throw, Rodgers.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Back to throw.
That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 26 and a first down. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
Partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this one away.
That time a 6-play drive.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now it's the Cowboys' turn, trailing by a field goal. 53 ticks to go. And they need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now Prescott. That's caught by Tolbert. Finding room at midfield. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Prescott.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. That'll hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And this one is no good. He missed it. But a flag is down here, so hold on. Let's see what this is about.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Taken in at the 3.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So advantage Packers here. They'll possess the ball first with a chance to win it here in overtime. Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, Ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones, sometimes you get great ones, and that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into overtime, what type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown? Or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked on all the way through? It's going to give you the play we saw to win the game. Because I know everyone's thinking that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.
So for Green Bay, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.